Hello, welcome to Inner Growth. This is Wendy Rodriguez, and welcome to my healing journey. I am super excited to get started and to speak on a numerous amount of hard topics and share my self-reflection throughout all the adversity I've faced. My intention is to create a community of like-minded people that empower one another to know their greatness and to discover their true strength and identity in this world. I am so grateful to have all of you watching and hungry for change. Thank you for your time. And remember, being free is exactly who you are meant to be. Many blessings. Hi everyone, welcome to Inner Growth. Healing is a journey. I'm Wendy Rodriguez, and let's get started with a stretch that I like to do before every single video. So what you do is you get up and get ready to stretch. So you put your feet hip width apart, close your eyes, get in tune to see if your weight is a little bit more forward, back, side, side. Once you figure out where that is, where your weight is more distributed, open your eyes, keep that in mind. And so we get started. So what you first do is you make your hands like this, like that. I'll stand back a little bit. And then you spread them over this way and then that way. Then we go small little circles for 20 seconds. Okay, and then put your thumbs back. 1, 2. Okay, awesome. And then you interlace your fingers like this. You put them right behind your back, like that. And then you close your elbows as much as possible without putting your head up or down. And you do this for 20 seconds. Release. Okay, and then we interlace again, but this time you are going to put your hands like this and all the way up, and then look up. And try to drop your shoulders. Okay, release slowly. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Okay, and now stay in tune with your body to see if the weight has distributed evenly and you feel more balanced. I do. I feel more balanced right now, which is so good. I like to do this exercise, this little stretch thing before every class because of the fact that you'll be sitting for like 10 to 15 minutes during each portion, and I just feel like to be rebalanced, like your structure, your mental health, and everything like that, you would listen better and then retain more of the information. And I usually do this too, like if you're like on like long flights or just really need to feel like you need to rebalance or anything like, before running, or that's kind of what I do. And so I invite you to do it with me every single time because I think it's super helpful and it helps you rebalance. So that's super good. Okay, we're gonna get started with our video. All right, I'll see you soon. Hi everyone, welcome to Inner Growth. Healing is a journey. I'm Wendy Rodriguez, and this is Limitations Part 2. Okay, so I will get started. Alrighty. So I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. It was, I think, a 4-day seminar, and it was like a 12-hour thing. I did this last year. It was in Dallas. It was so fun, super intense, super crazy. One of the exercises that we did there, though, that I think gave me a little bit more of a great like leverage, or I guess talking point for limitations in general, it kind of expanded limitations for me, was I think it was the 3rd day that we had, and like mind you, like it was a whole experience. So if you ever want to go to Tony Robbins like place thing, I think it's awesome to just try and see what you think. But so one of the days it was a lot more of like self-reflection. And at the time, so a year ago, at the time, I still was kind of working on giving myself the power, right? Like I was still giving my power away to other things, people, all these different things. And so I didn't necessarily feel like I was empowered. And so in this little exercise that he had us do, we were doing like a standing meditation. So we're all standing. I don't know how many people were there. I would want to say like thousands. Probably not. I don't know. It seemed like thousands. And we were all there, so all of us were connected, closing our eyes, just super in the moment, and all of us had like that. The energy was just so crazy, right? So I was standing there, closing my eyes, and he said, okay, think of 3 limiting beliefs that are so true to you that you've had for a long, long time, and that they've limited you to become a better version of yourself. And the 3 beliefs that I had was, I'm not enough, I don't have the power, my physical body hates me. Those are the 3 beliefs that I had for a long time. And so what this little process it says is, what negative consequences have you already experienced by believing these limiting beliefs, okay? And my response for I am not enough was, I have a low self-esteem, thoughts of lack and distrust within people and myself, and a negative attitude most of the time. So that was what held me, right? And so the next one, I don't have power, in parentheses I put I am weak. That was my limiting belief. What is the negative consequences of this? I give others my power and make myself smaller. Causes me to feel less than and out of control. Can't make changes I want to make without permission of others. So I think this truly stems back, for me personally, not for everyone, it stems back for me to think that I don't have the power, and it was so much easier to give others the power. I'm the youngest out of 7, and so I truly felt like, being the youngest, I don't think I had enough say, and even if I did speak up, it didn't really matter. That's the type of recognition that I would get, was once I said anything, it wasn't really anything, right? Like, oh, Wendy just said something, so I just get disregarded most of the time. And it kind of goes with the territory. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. That's what happened for me. So, my physical body hates me. What has this caused a negative consequence for? It caused limiting beliefs, missed out on fun activities, events, because of the fear to avoid triggers that I would possibly get. I didn't live to the max of my capability, and I knew that. And so when I was sitting there thinking of those 3 things while I was closing my eyes and really being in tune with myself, he started saying, what would these limiting beliefs look like if you kept them for the next 5 years? And that already was just like, oh, hell no. Like, if I have to believe that I'm not enough, and I have to believe that my power, like I don't have my own power, and that my physical body hates me, like, can you imagine 5 years of that? Like, I was already like, just not, like, I was just feeling way defeated. I was like, no, fuck that. Like, I can't feel that way, right? And then he went deeper. He said, imagine having these 3 beliefs for the next 10 years. He said, what people, like, who in your life would you start pushing away because of these beliefs? What would you not live? What would be taken away from you if you continue to, like, believe the things that you're believing right now? And how would they serve you? And I was just like starting like that. This is where like people started crying, people started yelling, no, like we were all in such a trance of like meditation. It was beautiful, but it fucking felt real. Like you sat there and you're just thinking like, in 10 years. So I'd be 35, right? And I would hope to like maybe have a partner or, you know, something like that at this point. And so I was like, fuck, like if I thought I wasn't enough, like do I even think I'd have or like manifest the right partner, if I thought my physical body literally couldn't, would I even feel like I could be alive in 10 years? Like, would I be dead in 10 years? Like, oh my gosh. I said, okay, no. And then the third thing he said, right? Third thing, he goes, what if you believe this for another 30 to 40 years? These same 3 limiting beliefs, and they're just beliefs that you can choose to change. 30 to 40 fucking years. Dude, like, do you realize, like, oh my gosh, that's like all of your life. Like, all of your life you believe this. And then the consequences, the negative consequences that I would have, low self-esteem, giving my power away all the time, like missing out on fun ass shit because I was like, no, I can't, like, my body's too sick, like, if I run too fast, my heart's gonna beat too. These are all my, like, restricting, like, my mind just going over and over again, like, you know, like, if I go travel, like, what if I'm not, this was one that was, like, always fucked me. If I go and travel and I'm not close to a hospital, I'm gonna die because I have a rare a rare inflammation diagnosis, and my doctors don't know, and if I don't like all this stuff, like, I cannot tell you how many times I bailed on going to Mexico. I think it was like 4 different times maybe, and I lost out on so much money just because I literally feared going on the plane for 3 hours and being like, there's no, like, I don't have doctors, like, what if I have a heart attack, what if I have a stroke, what if I have, you know, like, I did not travel, I did not go to Mexico, and I think I went to, like, Vegas one year, and Vegas is only 6 hours away from where I'm at, like, and it honestly, like, on the road trip, like, the whole time I was, like, praying, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die if I, like, obviously this was real for me, this was true, this was, like, hard, it was a hard time in my life, it was just, I just worked based off fear. And fear was so instilled in me, and day in and day out, I would look for that fear and it would find me and I would find it, and it would just make it more and more and more and more true, right? So it's the same, like, little saying where it's like, what you look for, you will find. You keep looking for negative shit, you'll fucking find negative shit. If you look for positive shit, you'll find positive shit, you know? And so these limiting beliefs, as soon as he said that, I legit started crying, like, uncontrollably crying, like, 30 to 40 years of this shit. Nope. Nope. No thanks. Like, I can't. And so that's exactly, I think, the turning point for me. And I went to this seminar, right, to find that switch, to find that little trigger in my head where I was like, no, this shit's not working for me anymore. Like, if that hadn't served me, if it had served me, then they wouldn't be limiting beliefs. I would have felt liberated, free, my best version of myself, calm, like, good, you know? And that just wasn't the case. And for a while, I went through a period where I was like, I went back, right? I'm such a, like, I need to dig it out from the root. Like, I can't just fucking, like, cut it off the top. I need to find the root cause of this belief. And if I go down, you know, but underneath all of these 3 different limiting beliefs that I had, of course, they're always giving my power away to someone. Of course, it was suggestions from other people that at that time I believed was truer than me, was almost like, you know, above me. And that is great. Like I said, it serves you until it doesn't. And it just wasn't serving me anymore. At all. Staying in that box was not serving me. It was actually crippling me and fucking making me go back. Like, it was not. So I think that you get a lot of power. There's a lot of greatness and power in figuring out what your limiting beliefs are and where they came from. But B, finding out who you gave that to, right? Don't be angry at them. Like, obviously, I never say that. Okay, some people, but most of the time people give you suggestions and their experiences to, like, protect you from doing the same thing, or protect you from falling, protect you from failing, you know? But at the end of the day, that's honestly enabling. And just like we talked about, like, the victimhood, it keeps you in victimhood. Like, it's not gonna challenge you. It's not like, it's easy to fall into a rescuer like persona instead of being a coach, you know? And I think that the society, I think, makes it easy for you to feel like, I can't do it. I will not do it, because there's always like things out there like ads and commercials just saying like, well, if your life isn't like this, then you, like, it's always like you need something. You need something in order for you to feel a certain way, right? And I think that it doesn't go like, I think it should be deeper. I think it should be, if your mindset is like, I'm empowered, I'm strong, like honestly, what else do you need? You know, like everything in life, like life will fucking happen and shit will still happen. But if that mindset is like, I'm gonna give all my power away to this situation, I'm gonna give all my power away to this person, like if it's that way, then of course, then you're gonna feel like, I need help from other people, I need this, I need, and of course it's still great to like have help, but not to always just feel like that is the only way to help yourself is through others, like other things outside of yourself. Like, know that you are great, you have all of the answers 100%. I think just trusting yourself and allowing yourself to like whatever you read online, whatever people tell you, you can take it and just say thank you, you know, like, and then really, really think, will this serve me? Will this belief that they have instilled in them that might serve them, serve me? And if it doesn't, then honestly, don't live by that. Like, no one is sitting there like, you need to believe this, or maybe some people are, but at the end of the day, you have that choice. And I know from experience that after switching those 3 beliefs, because at the end of the seminar, you did like the same 3 beliefs, right? And then you counteracted them. Like, instead of saying I'm not enough, I am enough. And then I don't have the power, I have the power. And then my physical body hates me, my physical body loves me. By just changing a couple of those words, you guys don't realize how much words have power to either kill or enlighten and thrive, right? And so just by changing those couple of words, like, it's not going to be a day, like overnight type of change, but honestly, you, as much as you instilled that in your brain to believe it, and you conditioned your brain to believe it over and over and over and over again, you can condition your brain to unbelieve it and condition your brain to believe things that are going to serve you. You know, you always have the power, and nothing or no one can take that away from you. 100% have the power in your head. Does that make sense? Like, all the things that you're living are real. 100%. They're real to you. They're real in your world. But it just, you know, takes that little bit of awareness to become aware that, is this serve me or does it not? Start asking questions. Like, don't just take people's, like, ask questions, you know, and see if it serves you. So that's a little bit of my insight on that. Through Limitations Part 3, I would love to talk about the inside and outside world. It's also with limiting beliefs. And so go ahead and check that out. And so, yeah, just remember that you're always unconditionally loved, unconditionally enough, and unconditionally valued forever and always, just by being you. And so it is. Thanks, guys. Hi, everyone. It's the end of the videos. So what we're gonna do is a little exercise to get your blood pumping and you excited to implement everything that I just told you, okay? So we're gonna go into a runner's pose to get going. So you go into the runner's pose and we're gonna run for 30 seconds in place. It kind of helps you with your abs. It stimulates your blood flow, and because you're sitting there for 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. And so this is gonna get you going, okay? Ready? We're gonna race for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Done. I know it looks funny, but it's good because being silly really loosens up everything. I'm super excited. I can't wait for the next video. Love you guys. Thanks so much.